How does this make any sense?
Didn't.
Delete it.
Didn't.
Hold up. Oh, because I got the video capture
Yeah, look
device.
at that, boy. We going hard. We
So
going
there's
hard in the
that.
paint.
And there's this.
Are we live?
Boom.
Yeah, we're live, but
Oh,
now
yeah.
we got two.
No, we're good. We're good, man.
Mark's over here fucking it all up. Fuck it up.
No,
fuck it
no.
up.
No, I didn't screw anything up, asshole.
Look at that. We
You
live.
didn't plug it in. I
We're
told you to
live.
plug it in.
Let's continue what you're saying.
I was tweaking. Now I gotta share the stream again.
So what
You're
happened?
supposed to be like the Swiffer
So
Super
what
Chat.
happened with that
Plug it
last
in,
stream? Is
plug it
it
in.
just stop?
I think the laptop is
Is
dying
it?
a
I
little
don't
bit.
think it
so
is, but it'd be funny.
Did that last stream just stop?
Yeah.
No,
stopped.
it didn't stop. The laptop powered down.
The laptop died. Mark
The
didn't have it plugged in.
And Gotti didn't plug it in.
All right. So anyway, we left off on
SpongeBob and all
SpongeBob.
that.
right?
So,
Which I wanna-
basically, what's going down here, right?
Basically.
Yeah.
Is that Patrick Starr? I don't even know what we were talking about. But what
No,
we
I was gonna ask you guys. The last question I asked was, if you guys think they went with the original plot for SpongeBob.
Oh, that's right.
See, I'm good.
And I think
So I
that
was looking.
I hate you.
It would have gone just to like. I believe that it would have just gone to a different audience.
But do you think it would have the
Definitely.
Do you think it
I
would
don't
have
think
the?
little kids would be watching that.
No, but
Yeah,
what I mean
Adult
is
Swim.
But do you think it would
like
have the
still-
success it has now?
in that like niche or whatever.
I feel like it would be like a Rick and Morty now. You know what I mean? Everybody knows it.
Honestly, dude, I get a lot of hate for saying this, but I don't like Rick and Morty at all.
You know
It's
what?
it's actually not
you're an
bad. It's
asshole.
all right, but I'm not like a huge
Rick
fan
and
of it.
Morty's, Like
Okay.
Rick and Morty's got its
But
funny parts and that.
I haven't like really sat down to watch it. Like I watched the whole first season, and laughed maybe twice.
It's
okay.
a taste preference. Very preference.
It does
I
have a
haven't
certain
watched-
sense of humor. I will
haven't
say
watched
that.
a lot of it, but the first episode it had me cracking up. I'm not gonna lie, dude.
First episode was hilarious.
And see, I'm the same way with The Office. Like I thought The Office was absolutely stupid.
The Office was.
It's all right. I feel like The
I
Office
like
is
The
more dry
Office.
humor.
I like the Office.
I like Parks and Rec better
Have
than
you
The
guys ever
Office.
seen
Parks and Rec is
Solid.
funny.
You seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
That
I
one's
love
fucking
Brooklyn
hilarious.
Nine-Nine.
I've never watched it.
I just like
999's
Andy
hilarious.
Samberg, though.
He just does a good job. I like Holt. Captain Holt's like also up there.
My
for me.
favorite thing Andy Samberg's in is probably That's My Boy with Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah.
That movie
That
is
is a movie,
though, yeah.
too fucking hilarious, dude.
Man, no, he does a good
What's
job.
up?
He does a good job.
Did you fuck my dress? It's fucking jizz.
Oh wow.
What are we doing? Bachelor
So
party
this is
time.
this is an adult rated.
Obviously, the
Clearly.
theme of it.
An adult rated.
His stream is SpongeBob.
Video.
Started out
Yeah, it
fine,
was
but then at the end it
SpongeBob.
gets.
Well, we started with some adult content. We
B99
said
is
it was
actually
gay.
pretty good though. It's a pretty
No,
good
you
show.
said it was.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, because that's
but-
what it was meant to be.
Okay, so back on the Paramount Plus side of things.
Yeah.
How about iCarly?
I know nothing
I
about the
haven't
new
seen any of
iCarly.
that, so I just know the older
I never
ones.
got. I never got into
haven't
iCarly.
watched it. It's
It's
Honestly,
actually pretty funny, man. Like,
the only reason why I laughed at a couple episodes was because of Spencer.
Sam's not in it though, right?
no, Sam's not in it. They replaced her with I don't know the actor's name.
Oh,
or-
but the character is still in it, just not the
No.
original.
No, Sam. I forgot how it starts out, but they sent Sam left and they sent her off somewhere, or they didn't send her off somewhere, but she went on like a
Like a trip or something.
trip or yeah.
Like a long-term
I
trip?
think that's how. I can't remember off the top of my head, but basically that's kind of how it happened. They didn't kill her off.
That'd be intense.
Yeah.
A little bit
Like
too
2.5
intense.
Men.
Okay, so like I said, it really
That was messed up.
it wouldn't be that intense because they do a lot of like they do a lot of fucked up stuff in the show, like constant sex jokes.
I heard it's definitely much more like.
It's definitely more
adult-oriented for sure.
adultish. Like I said, Freddie's
Well, like
been fucking divorced twice, and he has a kid.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty funny, man. Like me and Ashley been watching it, and just like
I gotta watch it.
yesterday's
I gotta watch it.
episode, or not yesterday's episode, this past week's episode was kind of boring. But I feel like that with every show I watched this week. Like I watched Little Dicky's Dave. I don't know if you guys watched
Oh,
that. That show's
Is it like a sideshow? Like him? This is just
that
about
show
him, pretty
was
much.
fucking hilarious, dude. But this episode was boring. I watched The Bad Batch this morning.
I still have
that
yet to see
episode-
that.
That episode was cool, but it was kind of boring this morning.
I haven't
but
watched
it's
it yet.
Star Wars, so I'm
It's been
gonna
a while
keep,
since
you
I've
know,
seen
Eh.
one episode. For sure.
I do. I will say I am happy with the series so far that they've done for like Star Wars.
Definitely.
I feel like they've
haven't
been.
been
I feel like they've been
disappointed
doing an excellent job with the series.
Oh yeah. Ever
Now-
since the letdown of the trilogy, I think the series. has
So
been
would you say the new
fantastic.
trilogy was a letdown, in your opinion?
Okay, so before we get to that, now I've been seeing some articles that there might be a scrapping of the
new
original
trilogy?
3, and they're gonna remake it,
The original 3?
like,
Like
the,
from
the
the-
the new trilogy.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it better not fuck with the original 3.
I mean
I'll
like
kill
the,
somebody. We
like
going to
the-
Disney
Wait,
tonight.
that's what you
original
read?
movie for the new trilogy, like.
But what was
I
the
know, that's
point?
9.
Yeah.
So
What would be the point?
okay,
Not to rush.
I've been seeing that too, but it won't happen. And the reason.
Hey, Kyle, your cousin.
Oh shit! What do you say?
He's iCarly was the original viral streamer, e-girl. This is true.
I agree
This
with
is
that. He's
true.
not wrong.
He's not wrong.
He said,
He says,
"Hi,
"Hi,
I'm
I'm
Dave."
Dave."
Idiot.
It was a
Right on.
filler builder for more Star Wars to come.
Oh, definitely for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I
I don't like the idea of just scrapping the Skywalker
no, I
story,
think to me
like
you
how
can't.
they were trying to go.
Yeah, you can't remake 7, 8, 9. One, Luke or Mark Hamill said he doesn't want to be a part of it again. I mean, he'll. Pop
Wasn't he
up-
disappointed with the new trilogy?
Yeah,
He's a liar.
he'll pop up in shows.
Here's why I think he's a liar.
because he popped up in the Mandalorian.
And he admitted
He gets money for it.
to being like in every movie so far.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he did.
Like,
he just came out with that article where he has voiced somebody or popped up in a
He
cameo.
loves Star Wars way too much to
Right.
not be in it.
Right, and
Oh, yeah.
how couldn't you? You're
Yeah,
Star Wars
Okay.
biggest character outside
Absolutely.
of Darth Vader.
absolutely.
Out of the
And
trilogy,
Obi-Wan.
I'd be surprised if he just stopped. Did you say something else? They
Oh,
were definitely
definitely.
wrapping up the Skywalker era. Yeah.
so you think there's gonna be something new, like out of the Skywalker
Movie
era?
wise, so okay, I don't really get
There's
into.
big holes, dude.
Oh, definitely.
They
I
want a
don't.
lot of things like rushed. Would you just like?
I don't get into
You know the-
comics
Yeah.
often,
Mhm.
man. Like I like comics,
Absolutely.
but like Star Wars comics, I've been reading for years.
I would love to
And-
see something about Darth Bane or more of the Sith
Right.
side of things. You
So,
know,
currently we're getting the High Republic, which is after the Old Republic. So they're going back in time, and it's also before the prequels. So like Yoda's in it. That's the only Jedi we've seen so far that is part of what we've seen.
so do you think we'll
movie-wise.
see more Jedi's, or is like Rey the last one?
Oh, there's a shitload of Jedi's in the High Republic. Like like I said, I'm reading the comics now. They actually just released a new High Republic, the Adventures comic.
Mhm.
It follows like specifics, and there it gives us the new Sith, stuff like that. And they're actually some of the characters are kind of close to what we've seen in like Jedi Fallen Order.
Okay,
That sounds interesting. Is that
Yeah.
what they plan on doing, or
Well, I'm
like prequels? Because a prequel
they're
makes sense.
pre-prequels in
Yeah.
a sense. 'Cause
Yeah,
they're-
like you
they're
mean going
supposed to
back,
turn it into movies.
like
later
another
on.
trilogy.
Right, but currently, right now, they're books.
Star Wars is like a real. I feel like with Star Wars, as expansive as a
Star Wars
universe it is,
timeless, dude.
it is timeless.
It's never going nowhere. Our
I don't
kids,
know.
Kids. will
I-
be
There's
what-
way
Star
too many
Wars.
stories, like
That could be
There
told.
are.
from fan
I mean, look
made
with the
to
Mandalorian,
to
just
the-
in general.
theories and such like
Yeah,
that.
Like,
and
okay.
what's so crazy about it though is it's like, there might be some things that are a little off of the main story, but like for the most part, everything, including fan stuff, is like candid. And
Right.
like George Lucas
Mhm.
even like said like, oh, this stuff is like too good to not like.
Makes
bring
I
into
like,
the story.
and you know, I like how it's
Yeah.
expanding. Like for example,
It's
you know,
crazy to me.
the main thing they talked about was Jedi or Sith, and
Hey,
now it's
big
like
facts, though, big
Mandalorian.
facts,
You know,
Kyle.
Right.
Everybody knows Luke, I am your father, but he doesn't actually say Luke, I am your
Yeah,
father.
he actually
Yeah.
doesn't say Luke.
Yeah.
He does say, "I am your father."
He says
though.
no.
Yeah.
Yes, I am your
Yes.
father.
No, I am your father. Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually say Luke.
I feel like there will never be another Sith like
You
Darth
want,
Vader.
you want to fight me some more on some Star Wars knowledge? You think you're the only one that knows Star Wars shit
Yeah,
here?
you said it.
Come
you
on,
said
bro.
It first. I
Yeah,
just
the
read
least
what
I
he
wanna
fight.
said.
We'll fight right now. on
I don't
shit.
know that much either. I mean, I'm more
Don't
into
change
like
the subject.
superheroes and DC than I am Star Wars. I'll admit that.
So I've been trying to get into the Marvel movies, and like I'm watching them in order from what Disney Plus tells you to watch them. Now I've seen like all the Spider-Mans, all the Iron Mans, all the Hulk movies, stuff like that. But now that I'm watching them in order, Captain America's not too bad. Captain Marvel, I don't even know why the fuck they released that movie. That movie's garbage.
Really, I heard good things about that movie.
Yeah, I hated Captain Marvel. Black Widow looks badass.
Black Widow does look amazing.
Okay,
And
here's the
I
thing
just don't
about
want to pay the
Captain Marvel.
$30 on fucking Disney
Captain
Plus
Marvel-
Premiere to watch it. But
Dude,
it looks
Captain
badass.
Marvel, though, it wasn't a bad movie. It just didn't to me. It didn't go with
The stories.
the stories.
I think it was just to introduce her as a character
It's-
for Endgame.
Yeah,
Guardians in the Galaxy, or Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not too big on them either.
Well, it's funny because watching it, I remember my mom watched it because she got into the Marvel movies, and she said the Guardians are a bunch of idiots.
Oh, definitely.
There was a lot of things.
But
going
that's
on,
their
though.
charm.
It's
kinda
kind of
were,
like
yeah,
the
it's the
Cleveland
comic
Guardians.
yeah. So the Cleveland Indians are no more.
Why did they change that?
Well, because people were
Indian name.
complaining.
Yeah.
Oh,
People
kinda like-
crying about
kind
it.
of like what our high school was gonna do.
Well, yeah,
That's been
yeah.
going on for a while though. So I don't know
You
why
know,
they just changed it now.
and-
Right.
I feel
Hey.
So they just changed it now, I think, because everyone's kind of getting to that more. I know we don't try and get political, but they're doing more of the hey, let's
Politically
jump into
correct.
this, right? Now I can see the Washington Redskins changing their name. The term Redskin, I can see being a
Offensive.
racist term.
Well,
Yeah.
if you think about
But
it,
Indian, a lot of Native Americans have clearly said that the word Indian does more as an honor system than it does as a racial term. So
well, it's funny. I feel like a little funny history. It's like Columbus came here. He's like, "Are you guys Indians?" They're like, "No, this is America." You sure? Yeah. Ah, screw it. You're Indians. I feel like that was Columbus's attitude.
Yeah.
More or less, yeah.
And they're like, in our terms, dude, this is not India. You're in America. Ah, screw it. You're Indians.
right. But yeah.
Your cousin, dude.
Oh yeah, I seen. What is that?
Oh, Black Widow right now.
Oh, I'm sure.
This may sound bad to me, but I've actually had no thrill for the Marvel movies lately. Only Black Widow has caught my attention.
They haven't came out with anything
That's
good
because
though.
Scarlett Johansson.
They have-
Fun as hell. I mean,
You heard it here.
Yeah,
You heard it here.
Gotti's.
Well,
Gotti's got
the
hots for
the only
Scarlett
one that looks
Johansson.
decent is
who
Shang
doesn't,
Chi.
though? Like, she,
I've heard that movie.
Hey,
pretty
this
good.
is your.
man, look at
She's
her.
Is
all,
it out
she's
already,
all
or-
you, dude.
I haven't watched it at all. Is it out? I don't even know.
I don't know if Shang Chi is out yet because that one
At
kind of
moment, I
caught
knew
my
you were
attention,
gay.
but
I saw the
it just
trailer.
hasn't had that
It ain't about that.
flair.
Probably
It
isn't out
ain't
yet.
about what I like. It's just about what you like right now.
and I like Star Wars.
Yes, you do.
Anyway, so what were you saying, Sachin?
I was just saying, none of the Marvel movies that they've announced
Change
have
the
really,
subject.
they haven't really drawn me in. Like, I have to see this. It just.
And see, I've never been a huge superhero fan either.
Well, see, that's the thing. You guys are more into Star Wars. I'm more into superheroes.
right. Even when it comes to
I like
DC.
the main
like
Like
your
the-
main
like
ones,
Yeah,
your
I remember when
Spider-Man,
you and I-
Batman, your
Yeah,
I remember when you and I saw Doctor Strange, and we're like, "This movie's trippy as hell."
Doctor Strange
Doctor
was a
Strange
good
was
movie though.
dope.
That
It
a
was good.
movie.
Now, I'm not a huge Batman fan.
I love that.
I-
man.
To me,
Yeah.
That's
to
right,
me,
Such.
Batman is
Okay.
overhyped.
I don't
Yeah.
get.
But-
I don't.
I did watch Gotham.
Gotham was good.
Gotham was good.
Tony and Christian got
They
me
did a
into
good job.
Gotham, and I thought Gotham was fantastic.
I loved the way it ended. With him finally
yeah.
putting on the suit.
Finally putting on the suit.
Now I did try to watch that CW show. Was
I,
it Batgirl?
yeah,
And
Oh,
that
yeah.
show was fucking
I will say
horrible.
DC.
bro.
As much as I love DC, their shows, I just
To me,
don't think
all
they're
DC
that
has
great.
is comics. That's the only thing.
I will say animated films too.
Animated film,
I
yes.
think they did a good job.
And-
with,
They're video games. Because of NetherRealm Studios. The Injustice games are great.
But
I
can you
love
put
them.
them up against like Spider-Man.
Like
You
the
could
games?
definitely put it against the Avengers because that game's trash. But can you
Debatable.
put it-
I will say
I
that.
didn't like it.
Not
Yeah.
trashing the Marvel games, but I will say with Spider-Man has really put Marvel back on the map for me when it comes to their video games.
Insomniac Games killed that.
Spider-Man was
Yeah,
always
they
like
did.
the greatest.
And you know what? It's sad.
superhero video games.
I don't know if they still, but
Overall.
Insomniac was supposed to do a Superman game. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
and I wondered how would they pull. They did such a great job with Spider-Man. I was like excited. How are they gonna do a Superman? Because that would be amazing.
Yeah.
But with Superman,
And,
there's just so much
Did
potential
Did
with
you play
that.
the Arkham City Batman game?
I played every single
Oh, the
Arkham
Arkham
That
game.
was pretty good.
The Arkham
I
games were
think
by
that
far
game-
probably my
They
favorite
did a good
superhero
job
game.
on that game.
by
I
a
think the
long
graphics
shot.
and everything were really
After
good.
the
I
second
still have the
one-
Arkham PS4. I still have it.
I'm
Nice.
sorry. Spider-Man 2 is like the greatest.
Spider-Man
Oh.
2 is not,
Dude,
Superhero
me,
video
it's a
game.
legend. It's a legend.
Me,
game.
Kyle, and my other cousin Tyler, his brother, we used to sit. I think it was back when they lived in the apartment in Lansing. We used to sit there and play Spider-Man for hours. It was either Spider-Man or it was
I remember the original
Tony Hawk's
PlayStation 1
American
game.
Wasteland. Like,
Tony Hawk American
dude,
Wasteland.
I remember this one time. I have never played Tony Hawk with these guys. Never. I never even knew the controls of the game. There's this mission in one of them where you have to jump off of the building and do like a McTwist over the helicopter,
I remember that.
and they couldn't do it, dude. First try, fucking right over. They're like, dude, what the fuck? I still remember that shit to the day.
I
You
remember-
talk about it here or there, man.
I remember the
It's
game
crazy.
Skate for the 360. My brother was obsessed with that
Oh,
game.
EA's
Skate?
actually dropping a new Skate game.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they announced it last year at EA Play. They didn't say anything about it this year at EA Play, which their EA was kind of a letdown.
Besides Dead
which
Space,
actually-
right?
yeah, Dead Space. I am hyped for the Dead Space remake.
I've never played a Dead Space game, so I feel like this is, I can finally try it.
Dead Space are really
So I am
cool.
excited for Dead Space.
Crisis, Crytek's remaking the Crisis series. They're giving us a remastered version of Crisis 1, 2, and 3.
Hmm.
I'm hyped for that. I love Crisis.
I've never played them, actually.
I'm just tired of remake games, though, man.
I
just
am,
something
too.
fucking new.
I
Like,
feel,
yeah, dude, everything's a remake, man.
Right.
but you know what's funny about it, the gaming industry, like companies, they have these old IPs that they haven't done anything with. It's like, instead of remaking the same type of game over and over, go in your back catalog, just mix it up
Well,
a
see,
bit.
and I think the issue is, like, you got these people, like, okay, take Ubisoft for an example.
Ubi-
Ubisoft basically...
Ubisoft.
Classic.
Soft.
They basically make the same game over and over and over
Assassin's
again.
Creed.
Yeah, like, if you look at Assassin's Creed,
Overly played.
if you look at
overly.
Division, they're basically the same game.
Like
Really?
mechanics wise and whatnot.
Really?
Yeah. If
I
you-
remember playing the Division. I thought it was cool, but then I quickly got bored of it.
if you pay attention to it, it's basically the same game,
Different time period. Probably.
just different aspects to it. It's a reskin of the same exact game. You have your little short save the guy missions. You got your little driving mission. I actually watched a video on this before we came over here. That's why I'm bringing this up.
So you have to like go up to like towers and shit to like discover
Right.
parts of the map.
So, like,
Parkour it. pretty much.
okay, so
Yeah.
like, in there, Assassin's Creed, you
That's
go up
parkour to the max.
You go up
Impossible
to a
parkour.
thing and you synchronize it to discover more land. In the Division, you go to a safe house. You synchronize at the safe house to discover more land. So, Far Cry, the same thing. You go to camps.
Can't you say
expand
Batman
more.
though is basically Assassin's Creed, like the Arkham games?
There's no stealth. Like, there's not that much stealth though.
Yeah, there is.
There's a lot of
The
stuff in the
entire
Batman
game is
games.
Stealth, bro.
The fighting. I don't know. The fighting's
I-
a little weird though.
I wouldn't say that.
You go up and you perch on
Okay,
top of like
so
the
if-
gargoyles
If we
and
put
stuff.
it that, if we
And
put
then
it
and then
this
you
way,
look down and he's got like the bird's eye view of the
mechanics are a
people.
little different, though.
all
And then
game,
you
okay.
goes and glides. And
If
you
we
go
put
in
it that
like,
way, all
stealth
games are the
attack.
same thing.
Exactly.
So-
exactly. You put it. You
So-
you just answered everything. Here.
So, like Call of Duty, for an example.
Every game is the same exact game, just different like skins,
Every-
different styles, but everything is the same. Every attack is the same.
Right.
Like square is to attack. R2
Wow,
is to
square is to
you know
attack.
whatever.
Classic.
You know, like, for real though, like
You're not
everything's
wrong.
the same.
It's either crouch or attack.
So,
Circles like usually to crouch, like in
Yep.
everything.
So if you look at it like I said, Ubisoft basically makes the same game and just reskins it, right?
Yeah.
So they take this new route of making a first-person shooter, which a lot of people are like, oh, they've done that with games like Rainbow Six Siege or Rainbow Six in general. Yeah, correct.
Siege was great. Rainbow
Oh,
Six Siege
Siege
was
is-
amazing. I loved
Siege
Rainbow
is
Six
still great.
Siege.
But they're making this new little sandbox. Well, I can't really call it sandbox. I guess you can. But this little like small
Get on with
shooter first person shooter game, right? Looks just like Call of Duty. I personally thought it would look pretty cool, but everyone's like, "Oh, it looks like the same." So
Do they have
all my-
plans for a new Battlefield game, by the way?
Yeah, bro. They just released more content on that yesterday.
For Battlefield 5?
It's called Battlefield 2042.
How?
You were close.
I see. I haven't kept up with it
So,
lately.
They announced it not too long ago. They started giving us more information. It comes out in October, correct?
Does
So,
it look good? Because the last Battlefield,
Dude, it looks badass.
the last
bro.
Battlefield
It
game I
looks
played was Battlefield
badass,
1, and I loved
bro.
Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 1 was good. Battlefield 5 or Vietnam was fucking horrible.
Battlefield 5. Yeah, I heard horrible reviews on Battlefield 5.
But
They should remake the Nom game I had
the what?
on the computer.
Oh yeah.
No?
What
Said
game?
The Nam game?
I had
Yeah,
a
the-
Nom game and World War II game on my PC back like when I was really young. Me and
I
my
think I
friends
know what
playing
you're
it.
talking about. Yeah.
Like you would play on your mouse and it's like click and fire. That was a legend.
The-
game.
I remember
War
playing
II and
SWAT.
go
I
to
remember
D-Day.
playing SWAT on my
Yeah.
computer. I remember playing the SWAT game on my computer.
Those
My dad
games are actually
downloaded it.
pretty
You know my
good.
favorite game on the computer and nothing will ever beat it?
Which one?
Minesweeper.
True.
Minesweeper?
Dude, you remember the
Solitaire?
ski game on the old school Windows?
Which one?
Or it might have been it was Windows.
I remember pinball too.
So there was Space Pinball,
Space Pinball.
I remember
Oh,
Space Pinball.
shit.
and then there was it was called Ski
I feel like
Ski Fall, or I forget the name of it, but you were just this little guy and like you're going down this snow hill. And like you get to a certain point and like the abominable snowman comes out and he's trying to eat you.
was this already on the computer? Like,
Yeah,
one of
it
those
was
downloaded ones?
it was like
I feel, it sounds so familiar. I don't.
it was a preset game or however you want to call it.
Dude, you know my favorite game, bro? That I, for the life of me, can't fucking find it nowhere, and it's like it doesn't exist.
It's
It's
on a
like
CD.
it's like no, it's
On the
well,
computer.
it might be, but it's like a Mandela effect type thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got two of them. One of the games I could find, but I'm not paying the money they want for it to play it. But Midtown Madness, where you used to drive the car through fucking Chicago. That game was fun.
I don't know.
But you guys ever play Egg Drop, where you throw the fucking eggs off the roof of the building, and you hit the old lady in the fucking
That sounds so familiar.
the old lady in the head?
It sounds so
I feel like I
familiar.
might have. Was that like a Flash game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it sounds so familiar.
Like was it a floppy disk game?
My dad had it on the floppy disk. Yeah, whether he illegally downloaded it or what, but yeah, he had that shit.
Really?
If Kyle's still watching the stream, I know Kyle remembers that shit. We fucking
I think we talked about this. Remember Elf Bowling?
that game
Elf
is
Bowling,
so
yeah.
hilarious. I love that game. It's just so.
or Polar Bowler.
Yeah, Polar
Polar
Bowler was another one. That was pretty
I don't think I
download
ever
on
played
that.
that
You
one.
ever
It's-
play Polar Bowler?
No.
It's similar to the Elf.
Polar
game.
Bowler
Yeah.
was funny as shit too.
The Elf one was pretty raunchy though. I ain't gonna lie.
The elf one. I remember that.
I had that on my.
I
I had that
remember
on
that.
my Nintendo DS when I got like a pack. of
Really?
that, yeah.
Actually, I think I had that game too on my DS.
Yeah, that came out
Really?
with a pack of games.
You see, my one
It was
of my
hard to-
aunts had it on the PC.
on the piece. That's
she
where
had
it
it on the
originally
floppy
came out.
disk.
That's where it originally came out, but they put it on the DS.
That's how Doom came out too. Was on floppy disk.
So
Yeah.
I know now we're talking Nintendo over here. You brought up the DS. You guys play? I mean, it's not new, but the Skyward Sword HD.
I have not
No.
had a
For
chance to
fucking,
get it, dude.
the Switch.
I still have to get Resident Evil 8 Village.
You
Actually,
still ain't bought that fucking game.
I have not,
I still have to get like every Switch game.
dude.
I still have to
Resident
get a
Evil
Switch.
8
Dude, I will
Village
say-
is by far probably
The best
it
Resident
may
Evil
be
game.
because it's like 4. It's probably my favorite.
Well,
next
you
to
know,
4.
life, bills, preparing and
Nothing
whatnot.
can
You
beat
know,
Right.
sports bowling though.
yeah.
Yeah, you get put in a little hole. Me losing my job, I get put in a little hole too. But fuck it, gotta live life.
Well, two, I'm trying to pinch my pennies because I am gonna pre-order that Panic Playdate. Like I know for a fact I want that.
Hey, so how about the Steam Deck?
Yeah,
You guys hear
You
about
know
that?
what? Everyone, I feel like Nintendo has really screwed up with the Switch OLED, and now that the Steam Deck's announced, that's what the Switch Pro should have been.
okay. So with the Steam Deck, I'm reading good things. Obviously,
I know it's a
Steam Deck,
mixed bag.
but I'm reading
Well,
really
what's cool
bad
about
things
it-
with it because they're saying that some of those Steam games, like the Division 2, if you were to play it on Steam, you're not going to be able to play it at the full 60 frames per second. It's only going to cap you
Ah.
at 30.
And
Well,
I
isn't that
kind of
like
get
on
that.
All handheld games though, like
Not necessarily.
I feel like because everything is new with this hybrid console thing. I feel like we're not there yet to where we can do that, like, easily.
I think we can. I think it's just
With the price, you think?
the price aspect of it. Because, like, to me, if I can go and buy a gaming laptop for $1,200, that gaming laptop can play games. I can do music on it. I could
And it's a
video
laptop.
on it.
You do anything.
I can
on
do
it.
anything on it, right?
Okay.
Now, if I give you a $1,200 game console, chances are you're probably not going to buy it.
I would go with a laptop.
Right, because you can already do those things on there. Now, this is where, like, a lot of people are like, oh, why do you play Xbox over PlayStation? Why do you play PC over this? I own them all because there's games on every one of them I like.
There's variety, yeah,
to
options.
Me, people are like, oh, well, the Switch ain't worth it if you only buy 3 games on it. People are like,
No,
Switch
no,
ain't
you-
good if you only buy 3 games on it. It's like, yeah, but I love Nintendo.
And
I
where
love
are you going to
Mario
get those
Wait,
games?
Who said you only played 3 games on the Switch?
Like, okay, for me specifically, the only
There's
games,
tons of games.
right, but the only games I play on the Switch are like your Mario games, your
Yeah.
Zelda games,
Donkey Kong, Kirby, all
Right,
that stuff. Yeah.
like that.
Because
Your-
you can't get that
your
anywhere else.
Popular games, and people are like, oh, you're gonna buy a game like, I'll just say Fortnite for example. Why would you pay? Why would you download that on the Switch when you can play that on your PC or you can play that on your Xbox? I don't know.
Maybe play it on the go.
It's free.
Some people don't fucking.
Handheld. Taking noise away.
Some, right.
Well, look at Fall Guys. Look, I got it on my PS4. I'm going to get it on my Switch because
Right.
I want to play Fall Guys wherever I go.
and some people don't.
Or is it free? Was it free on the Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part, it is. I will
Some
say
people
that.
don't like have all the counts. Where me, like my one friend, he's always like, "Oh well, why would you get that game for the PC if you can get it for the Xbox?" I get that, but it's like they're cross-platform. Who gives a fuck? Nowadays, it's like
Yeah.
I can play with you anyway. But
That's the thing. Like, I know we were kind of talking about that on Facebook. The console war, like, is probably gonna slowly just be like non-existent. Like, as far as like people, like, cause you don't. Back when we were like in high school, middle
it
school,
was Xbox, PlayStation,
Xbox or PlayStation, choose a side. Now you're playing with your buddies on whatever system.
and I
that
mean,
is.
Yeah.
It's
Now
still
it's,
like
you
that.
can play with your buddies on
This is
you
one
could
big
be playing
system at
Call
this
of
point.
Duty with
What
on your
I've
Xbox,
noticed,
playing with
though-
somebody on the PS4.
What I've noticed though
You know?
is Xbox is trying to eliminate that, and they constantly tweet out like, "Hey, let it go." And some people could be like, "Oh, that's because they know they're dying and Sony's taking over." If you look at the number of sales, yes, Sony outranks them in console sales, but if you go Microsoft to Sony, Sony's drowning themselves. Sony's
They
slowly
are.
dying. Their movies are garbage. Anyone that's signed to their record labels when it comes to music, they don't fucking make music like that. So that's dying. Their TVs are probably the best thing they have.
I feel like the PS5 was a train wreck at
Yeah,
launch.
the PS5, I feel like,
Don't you have one?
no, I pre-ordered and Amazon sent it back, assholes. But
Hmm.
you know what? At the same time, they sent it back. I went out and bought myself a gaming laptop.
Do you have an Xbox One?
Yeah, I have an Xbox Series S and
Okay,
Series
what-
X.
So what is your experience with the Series S and X?
So I'm 100% Xbox person all day long. Like, it's not even debatable.
Would you say it's worth it?
Yeah, definitely.
Because
It's-
I'm seriously debating on getting one.
It's definitely worth the new, the upgrades. Now, I will tell you, games like Battlefield, they've came out and said, which a lot of newer games are doing it. If you don't have a new console, your lobbies are going to be smaller. So like Battlefield, you can play up to 120 players on new gen. On old gen, you can only play up to 60. And then
Is that
obviously-
because the hardware cannot handle that?
Correct. So
Well,
Yeah.
at that point, it's like these developers. It's almost like
they force
I hate to
you
bring
to
it
go
up.
buy a new game.
I hate to bring
or
it
a
up
new
because it's been
console.
talked about over and over again. But Cyberpunk, for example, I feel like they should.
Fucking train wreck.
They should not have made it for older consoles, knowing what was going to happen. They should have just scrapped it and
To
disappointed
me, that
people
game
instead of
should have
lying.
been a PC exclusive at launch.
I agree. It should have been.
And if it ran fine on PC, then the new gen should have got it. Old generation should never have touched it.
I feel like this game is just too
But
advanced and
I
too
see why they
big.
put it on older generations, and it's because originally it was announced for the older generation.
So it's like people would be like, okay, I waited like all this time and I'm not even going to get it anymore.
Right. But yeah,
Well, at that point, just you've already delayed it so many times. At least delay it and do it right.
And see, that's where I feel like companies feel like they're gonna lose their fans, or
Well, look at CD Projekt Red. I mean, you mentioned them
and
now.
they never drop the ball. I mean, you look at games like The Witcher, and The Witcher.
I know, and they ported The Witcher to the Switch for Pete's sake. Something that was deemed almost impossible.
and it doesn't run that well on the Switch.
Well,
Neither
we
does
knew
the
that.
Outer Worlds, and the Outer Worlds can't wait for the second one of that.
But even then, it's like I feel like even getting The Witcher on the Switch was crazy in its
Right.
own sense. Which I feel like why the Switch OLED? Like, I mean, I was on board. I wanted the Switch OLED, but it's like I rarely play handheld, and it's the same damn tech. So what's the point?
Right.
Yeah, bigger screen. It's nice when I play handheld, but
It's barely bigger.
okay, if it was updated, like new processor, new tech in it that can run these games a little better,
Right.
I'd be all in for it because I got my Switch on launch. I remember you were there. You guys were there.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you were there.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and Fernandez there. I got a shitload of stuff. So my Switch
was in
is
the
an
mall,
OG.
dude.
Yeah.
Come on,
that was awesome.
It was just
That was
there was so
midnight-
many people
that
that
was the
day.
midnight release.
It
That
was
was
crazy.
crazy.
What game did me and you go get? Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, you gave me
Or
the
Shadow of
flashlight.
the Tomb. We got the fucking flashlights.
I
We
remember-
were like the only two people there. Everybody else was getting WWE.
I remember the game
Oh,
you and I
yeah.
got. Actually, I remember one time me and Mark went to a midnight release for Star Wars Battlefront, like for the PS4.
Yeah, that was.
I
Pretty
went
cool.
for Star Wars Battlefront.
game
What
was
a
all
waste of your
hype.
time.
That game was all high.
It died really quick.
And see, Battlefront 2 did the same thing. Fell, but EA
Nothing-
brought that game way
Yeah,
back.
Nothing
Battlefront
can-
2 was
nothing
10
can
times
beat the
better than the
Oh,
first one.
definitely.
Nothing can beat the OG
Well-
PS2 one.
OG, dude.
Nothing
You
beat
can't
the
beat
PS2.
that.
OG PS2.
Star
Well,
Wars
actually-
Battlefront 2,
you can't.
dude.
You can't.
If
Nothing
they give
can
us a
top that.
3, they need to give us every character in Star Wars.
They do. Well, it's
the only way
two.
fans
The
will
only
be
time I
happy.
went for like a midnight. It wasn't a midnight release. Midnight release. It was a day
They
one
could make
release.
a game like that though nowadays.
Oh,
With
definitely.
what?
You
With the graphics though like that, and
Yeah,
have
you
incorporated
know
all
how
that in.
big-
Like,
Yeah, dude.
that
You know
game
how
was
fucking
actually.
big. That game is gonna be
Imagine
though
having-
if they did it.
I feel
right.
like you would need that on
Imagine
like
having-
newer hardware to
having
handle
all
that.
The modes of instant action in like that
Dude,
in that depth
to,
of
dude,
detail.
to like make it like
Star
that.
Wars in
that would
It
general,
would be
bro.
insane.
It's so
If
massive.
they
be
could
worth it.
capitalize just one really, like, don't get me wrong, Jedi Fallen Order, I think, was probably the best Star Wars game we've got in the last 10 years.
It's a great game and I haven't beaten it yet.
Now,
I don't have
I
it.
probably will never.
I will
I kind of
say,
figured out the storyline.
a lot of
Thanks,
people, The Force Awakens, this and that, or not The Force Awakens, Force Unleashed. Yeah, that was great, too.
The Force Unleashed was amazing. I did love that
100%
game.
It was good. But to me, Jedi Fallen Order, like, you had Jedi Fallen Order. You were a Jedi. It says it in the title. Yeah, you have the Fallen Order part, but you're going to be a Jedi the whole way through. But a lot of people complained about that, and they're like, well, I wish I could switch to the dark side. That's not the whole point of the fucking story.
Then
That's
make
'cause
a game
that's
based
whole-
on the
that's whole
Siths,
choose your
if you
side
want
thing
something like
right
that.
Going on, yeah.
Now, do I think having Kel turn into a fucking Sith would have been cool? Well, hell yeah. But I
Okay,
don't
well,
want that.
let me ask you
Well,
guys
Star Wars
now.
is based on him.
Let me ask you guys
Right, it doesn't
now.
make
Like,
sense to
yeah,
the story.
just to like flip him on him. That'd be kind of
Well, let me
Unless
ask
they
you
do it
guys.
in two.
Would you rather be Jedi, Sith, or Mando? If you had your choice.
obviously Sith. Bro, they have cooler stuff.
Sith has cooler powers.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah,
I
that's
actually.
I would totally-
I agree more with the Sith ideology
Like,
because I feel like the Jedi
Communism?
kind of got corrupt in a
you
way.
talk a lot, so I just be like, shut the fuck up, Isaac.
Communism though.
No, because I remember
Stormtroopers are
Fernandez.
from that
When I
era.
hung out Fernandez, he showed me Darth Bane.
Right.
All this stuff about the Sith, and I'm like, they're actually not
Pretty cool.
bad. They just have different views.
Right.
Except some of their stuff is a little screwed up, like the whole rule of two, killing
Right.
the master. But that is what makes them the
But, okay,
Sith.
So if you look at it, the rule of two, to me, is no different than the president and vice president.
True.
They're the rule of two.
True.
Yeah.
Why are they evil?
True. That's a very
George
good point.
Lucas was smart.
It's funny because my girlfriend says she would go Mando.
It's not bad to go that way either.
And I like that about the Mandalorian that they explained, the Mandalorians and Jedis had a war.
right.
I thought that was cool. It gave me more background
And
about
the
that.
Mandalorian and Jedi War were fucking badass. You ever watch the Clone Wars series?
The old one?
I have not.
The old
I
one?
mean, you can watch the old
Oh,
one
yeah.
I'm
too.
talking about the old one. I
The-
haven't
the
seen new
one-
yet.
The Gennady Tartakovsky one. I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you watch, like, okay, so technically the way you should watch them now, cartoon-wise, watch the Clone Wars, then watch the Bad Batch, and then watch Rebels. A lot of people don't like Rebels
Then
because the
watch
design of the
Pokemon.
lightsaber or the animation of it. Personally, I thought Rebels was probably fucking fantastic, and I love the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Like, it's Star Wars. Everyone's like, "Oh, you just dick riding Star Wars." No, bro, I just don't. I don't look for the negative in everything when
Right.
it comes to things. I'm not.
That's the thing, dude.
I'm not a
It's like-
crybaby when it comes to things. Like, I take it for what it is, and then I get that same rebuttal where it's, "Oh, well, if you like it, you know, that's why they keep putting out shit content because fans like you."
it's just like I think
There's things you're gonna
just-
like about certain things you
Right.
don't like about it. Like
there's
for
this- there's
example,
this wave of people that only want to see Jedi's,
Right.
and it's
or
like, dude,
only
like,
Siths or only Mandos,
Star
and it's not like
Wars-
that. It's a universe.
Right.
Star Wars is not just like the Force.
Star Wars has
It's
the
like,
biggest,
and the Mandalorian
toxic,
is proven that.
toxic
like-
fan base for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
One of
But
the-
really?
The Mandalorian is proven
Definitely.
that it's not just
some other ones out
Jedi's
there,
and
but-
all that.
Star Wars.
I
is
can
up there
see
It's a
that,
Western,
though.
dude.
Right.
It's
And
a
that's see,
yeah.
I don't like westerns, bro, but the Mandalorian,
Dude.
like it.
The
it's literally a
Mandalorian was
Western.
great.
Dude,
I
Star
loved the
Wars is a
Mandalorian.
Western. It's the
That's
the
what it was.
Jedi
It was a
thing.
space western at
mob.
first. That's what it was
It's-
meant to
it's-
be.
it's just as a whole. Star Wars is everything,
And all the
dude.
movies have
Well,
shown
I'm
that.
glad
Star
you
Wars
said
is
that,
life,
Marky,
dude.
because it is a space western.
The
All movies have
Mandalorian
shown
is,
that.
yeah.
All the movies
Yeah,
have shown that
definitely.
they're
Mhm.
different realms.
Oh yeah.
But not, at least, well, Marky, we answered. What about you? Jedi, Sith, or Mando?
I choose. The Black Label Society. No, dude. Honestly, that's kind
Okay.
of. I don't know. I just because
Each are good.
I would
though,
go. I would go the Jedi.
I just want Sith because of
To
the
be honest
lightning.
with you, though, now that you're kind of now that we're on that subject, you're right. Like the Jedi kind of have some bullshit. Like
Well,
ways.
it's like so do the Sith too.
Yeah.
I feel like the Sith are more organized.
I like the rebel side of me just wants to go Mando and just like kind of like go right like in the middle, you know, right.
I feel like
just
the
kinda,
Mandos
like,
are kind of in the
just-
middle.
just being like cool with both sides, basically.
Right, they do their own thing.
Yeah.
But if I had
Either
to- if I'm
way,
gonna
either
pick, I'm
way,
gonna
in
pick
the Star
Jedi.
Wars universe, it's
'Cause
it's
I
probably not
honestly-
smart to mess with either one of them.
I'm
But
gonna choose the Jedi just because then I get to fight you.
I just want the Sith for the lightning.
I just
No
wanna be a
comment.
Wampa.
Although I'll look creepy with those yellow ass eyes.
Is Jar Jar a Sith Lord?
Of course you bring that up. Of course he is.
Look, dude.
Where's Fernandez when we need him, man?
So Ashley.
Where is Fernandez when we need him on this
Look,
shit?
Triggering
So
stuff in
Ashley. Ashley got me. I don't want to say into Friends, but Friends isn't too bad,
It's
right?
not bad, it's a good show.
So.
No, it's not,
She
actually.
kind of forced me to
Good job.
watch Friends, and now she watches Gilmore Girls, right? And I can't stand the show. Only, I mean, it's not a bad show, but I can't stand it because it's a constant, like the one lady's name in it. They say it like every fucking 5 minutes in the episode, and it's annoying as shit. Like the name's not even a good name. And
Is it like Bertha?
no, it's Lorelai, bro. It's
Oh,
like
Lorelai?
yeah, it's like stupid as
Sounds
shit.
like a soap brand.
Like shut up.
Sounds like a stick
Right.
song.
So I don't really pay attention to this show, but like Friends, I'll admit, Friends had a couple funny-
Friends is okay, but you know what? I didn't get into Friends only because I grew up watching Seinfeld. Like I was way more into
Respect.
Seinfeld than I was
Seinfeld?
Friends.
See, Seinfeld was funny, and then I kind of just like, yeah, fuck this.
Friends is not funny. I would say it's more like
But
I don't know. It's very
It's
just-
unique. It's its own
different.
thing.
The humor is different. In
back to
Seinfeld.
where I was going with though, right? So we watched Friends. We didn't finish it, but I turned on episode 1 the other day, Star Wars. We're watching it, and Jar Jar pops up. Nah, Misa, whatever, this and that. And she goes,
Accurate representation.
why is this guy so fucking annoying? I said, shut up. He plays a big role in the story.
He does.
No, he doesn't. He don't
He
look
is-
like he does nothing.
He said.
I go, he's literally the reason why everything happens. Well, how? If Anakin takes over? I'm like, look, dude. Jar Jar literally sets everything up. That's how George Lucas intended it. Originally, Jar Jar was supposed to be the reason for the fall of the Jedi. That's the whole purpose of it.
Well, he was supposed to be the main Sith Lord, wasn't he?
No. That was never.
No.
So that was a
That's
joke.
That's a
that's
joke.
It's
yeah,
because they
that's
gave
just-
him power that they should have never
That's
gave
just
him.
fans being dumbasses.
They gave him powers that they
too
should have
much
never
power.
gave him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jar Jar literally is like, if you actually pay attention from the moment they meet Jar Jar, yeah, he's a stupid, clumsy fucking Gungan, but as the story goes
Racist.
on, that's what he is. He's a Gungan.
It's racist.
As the story goes on, like he's closer with the Chancellor in episode 2, closer with the Chancellor in episode 3, and then after that, he's gone. Never can. I don't think he ever
Yeets out.
dies.
No, I don't think he died. I think he just goes away. He just
Oh, Jar Jar?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the story.
Wow.
Because I looked it up on the internet. I was
Nice.
curious.
Nice.
When right now?
No. Like
Oh,
I've
like,
known
damn,
this
that
for a
was
while.
quick as fuck.
So Jar Jar,
Mind powers.
after everything goes down, he feels really guilty, and he actually becomes like a clown or like a mime,
Okay.
and he just lives his life in solitude, basically. Like, mimes don't talk. He just kind of like just goes about his own business, and he
I've
He-
read this story before.
he's
Yep.
just he basically just
Once you said he became a mime, yep, I've read this before.
he just lives like his life like in his own thoughts,
Solidarity.
basically. In his own thoughts, basically. He's like he feels very guilty about everything, which he should.
He literally just gets kicked out of his own clan. The man just gets like wrecked.
Yeah.
His own clan
The
members.
Gungans don't like him.
Yeah.
Then he finally finds a spot where he's like possibly
if you
accepted.
guys want to
he
get more
fucks it
into
up.
Star Wars though, and you don't feel like, I guess you could say watching the shows, Disney actually has it set up where they have it like the Ahsoka series, so you'll know what to expect with the Ahsoka episodes. Or they got, I think now Disney Plus has it where it's the essential episodes, so it puts it in, takes out all the filler episodes. But to me, some of the filler episodes are the best episodes. Like it explains Jar Jar.
I can see that. Yeah.
So, they do that, but watch channels like Star Wars Theory on fucking
Tubu.
YouTube.
I was supposed to say the exact same thing.
Yeah,
On Tubu, bro.
he
Tube you.
he he goes into a lot. Like I said, I've read most of the comics. I haven't read any of the newer Vader comics, but I did read 1 through 25. And before I start reading the new ones, I wanted to go back and read those, but I'm not paying for them. So I just watched him read them to me. It's a 2-hour long movie.
Nice.
He reads
Movie.
I sat there, shit, no, I got fired. So I don't give a fuck. I sat there at work like my last week there and watched them. I was by myself though. I had no customers, nothing to do, and I just cleaned the goddamn store. No, like I give a fuck. I don't work there no more. Fuck them fools.
Okay.
Okay, man. Cool.
Anyway, we wrapping it up.
No, we're not wrapping up. I was just checking the.
I might be wrapping it up. I'm hungry. I ain't eat.
Okay, I'm glad you explained that.
That just came off. I'm
I
like,
got,
what?
I got a little nervous there. Okay. Well, we've been going for
Dude.
about like 50 minutes because the last other
Part
7 minutes
of
that
it.
you fucked up or I fucked up. But,
What else is new?
you just coughed on me, so now I got
I ain't
COVID.
cough on you,
You died.
motherfucker.
I felt the wind, man. It hit my neck.
The
That was
wind.
the air.
All right, guys. Well, hey, thank you for coming and chilling with us.
Yeah, we appreciate it as
Yes.
always.
Good times.
For the people that came in and stopped in and commented, like
the
Kyle Reardon.
For
Thank you, buddy.
for the one comment we got all year.
Well,
Wow.
Oh wait, no.
as a group. As a group.
I think it's the first time. I think it's the first time we.
This
This is the first time we've had like a big group on Vault
The
Talk.
only other guy we need is Ogre.
One
Yes.
day,
So
man,
we got
one
the full
day.
crew.
You know, where was Fernandez during all this Star Wars stuff, man?
No,
Well, Fernandez is
Fernandez
doing
could
his
be
thing.
Fernandez could be a figment of imagination too.
How was
A figment of our
How's
imagination.
Fernandez doing? I ain't seen Fernandez.
He's doing all right.
I hope well.
I think he's probably doing all right. He's
I
probably
hope
just doing
well.
his work. I'm assuming. Doing a lot
I
of
know he jumps on.
Now you're
Facebook
making
for
that
like couple
trippy now.
days. I know he
Like
jumps
he's
on
a figment
Facebook
of our
for
imagination.
a couple days and then he's
The
gone
ideal
for a
human
couple days.
Yeah.
The idea.
Well, guys, this has been, like I said, another episode. We should be back Friday
With anal.
next week with anal. And yeah,
Wow.
that does it. Yeah, that explains it all.
That's the
See ya.
last comment you see.
See ya.